Welcome in, everyone. I hope you guys are doing great wherever you're watching from today. We have some more major updates involving Venezuela's Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, the United States military. Are we going to launch a strike on Venezuela? Will we blow up more ships? What is going to happen next? There are a ton of moving pieces, and that now includes a little bit of a surprise trip from the Secretary of Defense, or if we're calling him the Secretary of War now, I think both technically work. Both are accurate, as one would say. So he took a trip, and it's got a lot of people paying attention because they believe, and I think correctly, it is a signal of where we might launch attacks from. And you won't be surprised to learn where it is. But we're going to get into all of that and much more. Before we do, please make sure to like and subscribe. It's totally free, costs you guys absolutely nothing, and is a huge, 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 huge boost to the channel. So go ahead and please do that. Comment with your thoughts below. I love the debates we're having. How do you want to see President Donald Trump handle the dirty, disgusting drug cartels? I kind of like that. We'll call them the dirty, disgusting drug cartels. How do you want to see the president and military handle them? Let me know in the comments below. Hit that bell above, all notifications turned on. You won't miss a single thing. And then right here on the bottom of the screen, Instagram, David_Hookstead, X, D Hookstead. That's where you can find me on social media. My DMs are open. If you got any good information, send it to me there. Now, let's get into it. So, as we all know, I got to get something ready to be up on screen here. As we all know, the United States of America is on a war footing, not an all-out World War II or invasion of Iraq or anything like that kind of footing, but we are on a war footing in the Caribbean against Venezuela and the drug cartels. What have we seen happen so far? Well, we watched the cartels get obliterated and blown up in a drug boat. They wanted to smuggle their poison into the United States, so they dropped a missile on the boat. The boat left port in Venezuela. They waited until it was in international waters. While this is going on, we have built up an armada around Venezuela with the goal and hope of cutting it off, stopping them from being able to get these drugs out into the open, to the open sea, and thus funnel them up north to where we are. And then our people have to deal with that. There's been a ton of other stuff that's been going on. I've made a bunch of videos. You can watch it all there. But this is clearly a very real situation. Trump the other day also teased a potential strike on Venezuela when asked directly if a strike would be coming. He told people to pretty much pay attention. We'll see what happens, which, of course, whenever Trump answers a question that way, it always means that, yes, something big is happening. One of the places that is at the epicenter, the focal point of this situation is Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is currently loaded up with stealth F-35 jets, thousands of Marines. They've got spy planes there that are flying around the clock, and they are practicing amphibious assault landings. Why are they doing this in Puerto Rico? One, it's close. We could stage from there to launch military action against Venezuela. It's perfect distance-wise to get that job done. And the terrain of Venezuela is very similar to, the terrain of Puerto Rico is very similar to the terrain of Venezuela. This is just a fact. So people believe that this could be, Puerto Rico could be a staging point for whatever strikes could be coming. Now, the Navy ships are already right off the coast of Venezuela. They're well within cruise missile range, right? They can strike from wherever. It wouldn't matter. They don't need to be in Puerto Rico. But Puerto Rico is where we got the stealth fighters, the spy planes, and thousands of troops practicing amphibious landings. Well, today, I'm filming this on September 8th. Today, with no warning, no heads up to anybody, Secretary of Defense and other high-ranking military officials, including the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, Raising Cane, the guy that was one of the masterminds behind the strike on Iran, flew in. I'm going to throw this up. This comes from the Department of War, Department of Defense, whatever we're calling it these days, flew in to Puerto Rico to meet with the troops who are staged there to fight the cartels and possibly fight Venezuela. We have a couple of videos. Let's go ahead and watch this right now. They flew him in some Ospreys, it looks like. So that is one of Hegseth coming in aboard the USS Iwo Jima. And let's go ahead and share this tab. So this is the second video. So there you go. There's a surprise visit that has occurred. No heads up was given. The media didn't know about it. Most people in the military didn't know about it. So why is Hegseth doing this? Why did Hegseth make this surprise visit to Puerto Rico, what appears to be the staging area for major U.S. military action against Venezuela? Well, he's probably trying to check in to see how things are going, get a read of the situation, get an idea of how things are flowing on the ground there, as any good leader would. You're not going to launch a war if you don't have a fundamental understanding of the situation of the people who are going to have to fight that war. So what do? You go in, you figure out what do they need, what are they doing well, where do we need to improve on? So if this party gets started, we are ready to go from a launch point in Puerto Rico. It's pretty simple and straightforward. This visit, in my opinion, is the clearest sign yet that something big is going to go down. I can't tell you when. I don't know what weapons will be used, but there are clearly a lot of signs adding up that something big is coming down the pipeline. Something big is going to be targeting Venezuela and the drug cartels. We already saw one boat get blown up, probably not going to be the last. But we have some more. This comes from the Washington Post. Throw this up on the stage for you. It says Hegseth in Puerto Rico as Pentagon eyes island for military usage. So literally what I just told you, it says the unannounced trip coincides with Trump administration's plan to dramatically ramp up operations targeting Latin American drug cartels. Obviously, Maduro, the leader of Venezuela, is an indicted drug cartel leader. Cartel de los Sols is who they are accusing Maduro of running, the cartel he's accused of running. Again, these signs are obvious. They are here. It says Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth and other senior defense officials visited Puerto Rico on Monday as the Pentagon looks to intensify military operations against drug cartels based in Latin American countries. The visit was announced in a social media post by Puerto Rico Governor Jennifer Gonzalez Colon. It follows last week's deadly military strike against a vessel in the Caribbean Sea that President Donald Trump said was smuggling narcotics from Venezuela and bound for the United States. 11 narco terrorists were killed in the operation, the president said. Senior administration officials have forecast that more strikes are possible, with Vice President J.D. Vance saying Saturday on social media that killing cartel members who poison our fellow citizens is the highest and best use of our military. The Trump administration has not produced evidence of who and what was aboard the vessel when it was blown up. The Pentagon is weighing plans to make Puerto Rico a part of its operations in the region. Here we go. It's a staging point. It's where we're going to launch attacks from, possibly conducting military flights out of the island territory, said two U.S. officials who, like some others, spoke on the condition of anonymity because of the issue's sensitivity. The effort includes the possible deployment of fighter jets to the island, one of the officials said, confirming a detail reported earlier by Reuters. So here we go, folks. It's almost time. They are flooding in resources to Puerto Rico. Now the Secretary of Defense / Secretary of War, whatever we're calling him these days, makes a surprise visit with no heads up. Nobody knew about it. It was done secretly to get them there. Why do you do that? Because obviously there's security risks. If things pop off, there's a chance Venezuela would be stupid enough to try to, attack Puerto Rico, try to attack our assets in the region. They've already flown their fighter jets near our warships. Everything is coming together. And we need to understand the sensitivity and seriousness of this situation. If we're going to hit these scumbags who have more than earned it, we need to kind of see the pieces coming together. We need to read the signs. And the signs are, right now, as I'm making this video on September 8th, that Puerto Rico will be used as the launching point to get that done. Where does it go from here? My guess is you will see a further military buildup. You will see more and more assets flood the region. And then at some point, the gloves are going to come off. You will see a ramp up in the bombings, the targeting of the terrorists, the targeting of the drug cartels. And then ultimately, depending on what Venezuela decides to do, I think you will likely see targeting of the Maduro regime directly. But I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think this secret trip means? What do you think Hegseth and the president are going to do? What do you think the military should do? Please make sure to like and subscribe. Totally free. Cost you guys absolutely nothing at all. Huge, huge, huge boost to the channel. Hit that bell. All notifications turned on. And then right here, Instagram, David_Hookstead, X, D Hookstead. That's where you can find me on social media. DMs open for tips and information. I'll see you all next time.